So folks, we are just going to start lying down and focusing on our posture and our breath. So if you're not uncomfortable with your legs out straight, you can take them out straight. Open your chest and just turn your palms up and close your eyes if you wish. And just focus on your breath, nothing else. So in yoga we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. But if you're Pilates conditioned like me, you might want to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and that's fine as long as you're just focusing on your breath. And each time you breathe out, think about just sinking a little bit more heavily into the mat. Be aware of the back of your head connecting to your mat or your cushion, whatever you've got there, the back of your shoulders and the back of your pelvis. Can you now take your hands down to your lower abdominals, just below your belly button, and think about focusing the breath there. So as you breathe in through your nose, feel your abdominals rise. And as you breathe out through your nose or mouth, draw your belly button in towards your backbone. Just take a couple more breaths in that position, please. Super. And now we're going to bring our breath up towards our diaphragm. So place your hands on your rib cage, still relaxing the shoulders into the floor. As you inhale through your nose, feel the rib cage expand laterally, so out to the sides rather than up. And as you exhale, soften the rib cage down. Just a few more breaths there at your own pace. And then place one hand across the breastbone and take the other one across the centre of the rib cage. Breathing into the sternum. Inhale, expand. Exhale, everything softens down. So think about those 3 points rising, the breastbone, the rib cage and the lower abdominals as you fill yourself with air. And then as you exhale, soften down the breastbone, the rib cage and the abdominals. Let's just have 2 more breaths there, please. Good. Guys, once you've done your last breath, bring your hands back down to the side of your body. And you can stay with your eyes closed if you wish. Let's just start to circle the wrists and the ankles. And change direction. Good. And then with your elbows into the floor and your palms up, just curl your hands to your shoulders. And back down, coming into the elbow joint. Bring the backs of your hands to the floor, please. Draw your right leg in slowly to foot flat on the floor. And draw your left leg in slowly to foot flat on the floor. Guys, just pick your right knee up, bring it close to your body, and then put it back down on the floor. Bring your left knee up, in and close to the body, and back down to the floor. Just keep moving from right to left leg for me, please. Just going to get rid of this pop-up. And once you've done one more lift with your left knee, put your feet and knees together on the floor. Take your arms out chest height, please. start to slowly roll your knees from right to left. And you can start off small if the back is tight. And if you've already done a class or two this morning, it's probably nice and flexible. Well, you should try to keep your ankle bones together. So as you roll to the right, your left foot leaves the floor. You can turn your head in the opposite direction and connect the movement with the breath. Eyes can be closed or open. You can be breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth or nose. Once your knees have been to the left, can you come back to center again, please? Take your feet apart. Bring your arms down by the side of your body. Palms are down this time. Can you start to give me just some short range pelvic tilts from the waist downwards? And as well as taking your back through flexion, and that can be with or without a lift of the bottom, make sure when your bottom comes down, you create space under the back and go into extension. Breathing steadily as you go there. And we'll just have one more of those. And then gently roll onto the side of your body, please. And come over onto all fours. So set yourself up in the all fours position. And then we'll roll through cat stretch. Initiate the movement with a pelvic tilt. Drop your head, look through your legs. And then again, initiate the movement with the pelvis and roll the length of the spine. Connect the movement with the breath. Breathing out as you round. Breathing in as you release. Breathing out as you round. And in as you release. Good. Position yourself so your hands and feet are on the mat. And let's tuck the toes under and come up into downward dog. Holding your downward dog here, please. Push your chest down, press your heels down. Now when we do this in Pilates, we walk the hands towards the feet. In yoga, we walk the feet towards the hands. So you're trying to come to the front of the mat. Can you walk your feet in slowly? Bend your knees as much as you need to. It's a little bit harder than going the other way. And then guys, just put your hands on your thighs to uncurl. Come up slowly because we've been on the floor for a while. And then just stand tall for me, please. So I'm now going to tip my screen so that you can see me a little bit better. You can just stay where you are if you like. So in yoga, we stand in a position called Tadasana, which is feet together. Now that's more challenging on the balance. So if you can come to the front of your mat and have your feet together, please do. And then stand tall. So this is our mountain pose. Your gaze is forward, your chest is open, your feet are together. So get a connection through your thighs and through your glutes. Let's take our arms up. This is called extended Tadasana. We do this in Pilates. Look up to the ceiling. And so we just want to hold our postures a little bit longer for yoga. From here, we are not rolling down. We're coming forward into a hip hinge if we can. Then we put our hands on our thighs. Our back is in tabletop. Hold here, inhale. Then exhale, forward fold. Get your palms to the floor with your knees bent. Head is down. Can you take a big step back on your right foot, please? Now you want your hands to be either side of your left foot. If you're not quite there, just have a little bit of an adjustment and push into this front leg. Good. From here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, step back on your left foot. We are back in downward dog. Press your heels towards the floor. Guys, come forward into plank, inhale. Drop to your knees, exhale. Give me one press up. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Release your toes. Come down onto your tummy. Push up halfway or all the way. This is your cobra or upward dog. Inhale. Exhale, lower slowly to the floor. Tuck your toes under and come back up into downward dog. We're going to reverse the process. So we're going to take a big step forward on the right leg. You might want to lift it first to give yourself a bit of momentum and then flick it through. If it's more of a shuffle than a flick, that's fine. Bring it forward and then just adjust yourself so your hands are either side of that right foot. So it's our sun salutation. It's designed to make you feel warm. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, step forward on your left foot. Hold it there. Palms are down, head is down. Guys, can you bring your hands onto either your shins or your thighs and lengthen your spine? Hold it there, inhale. Exhale, drop down. Now we're going to come up from the hip if we can. Okay, but if your back needs to roll up, that's okay. So either come up into that extended position or roll up if your back doesn't like it. Inhale. Guys, exhale, forward fold. Your hands come onto your thighs or your shins. Your knees are bent. Can you lengthen out of the crown of your head? Hold it there. Inhale. Exhale, come down with a curved spine. Crown of the head to the floor, looking through the legs, palms are down. Can you take a big step back on your left foot, please? Hold it there. Open this hip. Adjust your position if you need to. You want your ankle under your knee. Hold. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, step back on your right foot. We are in downward dog. Can you inhale forward to plank? Exhale, drop to your knees. Inhale to press up. Exhale to push. Inhale, come down onto your body, onto your tummy. Exhale, push up into cobra or downward dog. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes under. Come back through downward dog. Good. Get your hips high and stretch. Guys, we want to take our left foot forward this time. It might help to lift it up. Whoops. And then flick it through. Or just grab it with your hand and have a little shuffle. Good. Holding there. Inhale. Exhale, step forward on your right foot, bring it to your left foot. Head is down, we are looking through the knees. Can you bring your hands onto your shins or your thighs? Flat back, hold. Inhale. Exhale, come back down. Can you either come up with a flat back or a curved spine? Inhale to the top. Bring your palms together and then draw them down to your breastbone, please, and hold it there in that mountain pose. Well done. Take a breath in and a breath out and relax. Turn to face me, please. Well done. Okay, just give your spine a little bit of a release before we move on. So we're going to come into warrior two, then triangle. I want you to take your feet the width of your arms. So your ankles should be under your wrists. So take your arms out and then try to take your feet the width of your arms. Good. It's not an exact science. If your hips are very tight, then your knees will roll in, and that's not what we want. So if your knees are rolling in, then just bring your feet a little bit close together, but be aware, eventually we want to be out here. So let's just hold here, recruit the muscles in your bum to keep them still, and let's just reach across. So let's just limber into the stretch, reach to the right and come back. Now it's not a tip, it's not a side bend. Reach to the wall, inhale, exhale, come back. Reach to the wall, inhale, exhale, come back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. This is your last one. Inhale, exhale. Lovely. Arms come down. Bring your palms together. Can you rotate your right foot and then sink into your right knee? Guys, without your body rotating. So hips are square to me. This leg is pressed back. Watch the knee isn't rolling. Trying to open this hip on the right side. Super. Let's take the arms out again. Hold here. Can you sink a little bit lower into that stretch? Lovely. So you can either stay there and rotate with your knee bent, then you want to take your hand behind. Harder option, guys. Straighten the leg and then rotate. If that's too intense, please bend the knee. If you really need to come down onto your elbow and support yourself, do. I want you to feel like you are holding a really strong stretch. It should be stretching through your hips, your inner thighs. You need to be looking up towards this top arm. Should have a stretch through the shoulders. Hold it there a little longer, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. And again. Come on back to center. Lovely. Arms come down and in. Can you turn your right foot forward and your left foot out? If you really just want to bring your legs together, give them a bit of a shake, do, and then set it back up again. So we sink into the left leg and the hips are open. Thumbs are here in the breastbone. Call this the heart center for obvious reasons. Let's take the arms out. Palms are down. Watch your body hasn't rotated. Can you sink a bit lower? As you hold the stretch for longer, you should always be able to ease a little bit further into it. Guys, options, rotate with a bent leg. If that's enough, stay there. Otherwise, come back to center. Straighten the left leg, then rotate. We are trying to hold this posture. So your focus here is on the breath. Your eye gaze is up to your top hand. Your shoulders should be back. So as you're holding, ask yourself, can you maybe go further down the leg? Stay with the breath, guys. 2 more breaths here. Really get that top shoulder back. You can bend your left knee if needed. Let's come slowly out of that posture. Bring your hands back to center. Guys, turn both toes forward and then just come down into a bent knee, what we call ragdoll, just hanging down, allowing your back to release. Hold it. Let's uncurl slowly. Use your hands on your thighs to support you coming up. Walk your feet in to narrow parallel position. Thumbs in the breastbone, push up, inhale. Exhale, come down, nod your chin and just roll down back into ragdoll with the feet parallel and the knees bent. So trying to get the backs of your hands or your palms on the floor. Guys, if you're able, cross your arms and hold your elbows. Just hold there a little bit longer. And then relax your arms and uncurl your spine. Brilliant. Okay, we are going to move on to our tree balance. So pop your feet together for me, please. Tighten the glutes, stand tall. Bring your palms together, stretch up, inhale, eyes follow hand. Come back down, thumbs in the breastbone, exhale. Lovely. Pull up on your left leg. Free up your right foot, rest on the toe. So tree pose, guys, just watch this hip doesn't start to poke out. If you feel confident, you can take the foot to the calf and open the hip. Now you might need to go against the wall, you might need to hold on. All the time pulling up through the left thigh. So whilst we are holding our balance, we are breathing evenly. If you're ready to take this to the next level, you can bring, whoops, not like that. You can bring your foot to your inner thigh. I've got quite slippy leggings on today. Can't really anchor myself. Give that a go. It's pulling my pants down. Thumbs in the breastbone. Try again. There. And one last progression. Arms come up. So focus straight ahead. It's really hard to hold these postures. It's firing all the stability muscles. So bear with it if you can. Start to bring the arms down if they are up. Thumbs in the breastbone. Slide the foot down. Put the feet back together. Inhale up. Squeeze the glutes, look up. Exhale, come down into that heart center. Pull up on the right thigh, free up the left foot. So just resting the toe on the floor, heel just above the ankle. You can just draw that up to the calf if it feels okay. So we always want to be holding these strength postures for about 10 breaths. That's about how long it takes for our core stability muscles to really fire up and improve. You can go higher with that leg if you like. You might need to give it a lift up with your hand. Open the hip. Watch this hip's not moving. Tighten up here. Extend the arms up if you can. Find a focus. Let's just focus on our breath here now. Holding for 2 more breaths. Super. Bring the thumbs to the breastbone and bring the foot down. Brilliant. Take your feet hip width apart. Can you just come back down to that ragdoll stretch? Hold your elbows if you can. Head is down. And we just hold there. It might feel good to have a little sway from right to left. And then drop the arms and uncurl slowly. Super. Coming down onto the floor, guys. So can we come to the back of our mat now? Can we take our arms up and inhale? Nice wide position with the arms. Come on down. Nod and roll like we do in Pilates. Come all the way down. Palms to the floor. Walk your hands forward and then come down onto both knees. Good. Release your toes and come back into shell stretch, which is our head on our hands, or our child's pose. And just take some breaths there. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth or the nose. Good. Bring your hands to the side of your knees and uncurl your spine. Good. So we're going to do a lunge position. So we're going to do a limbering lunge first. So it might help to get a cushion underneath your back knee. So I'm going to put the cushion underneath my right knee. I'm going to take my left leg in front of me and just hold this position. What I want you to think about is that when we push forward, the knee should only come over the ankle. So at the moment, my foot's too close. So I'm going to take quite a big step forward, and then when I push forward, my knee will go over my ankle. So I'm going to keep my hips square. I'm going to breathe in to push, and out to pull. Arms just down by the side of the body. Breathing in to push, and out to pull. Good. So limbering lunge. So last one. Breathing in to push, and out to pull, and then coming forward and holding. Now your knee needs to be over your ankle, so if you feel like your hips loosened up a bit, you might want to take your foot further forward. Holding this position, can you make sure your shoulders and hips are square? Guys, bring your thumbs to your breastbone, to your heart center. Good. Looking straight ahead. If you can come up into extension, bring your arms up. Guys, some people like a back bend here. You can back bend, look up to the ceiling. If your back is not good, then you are straight or your thumbs are in your breastbone. Hold it there. So keep breathing into this stretch, and if you're able to just sink a little bit further forward after you've done another breath or two, please do. As that stretch receptor starts to release, we should be able to go a little bit further forward. We're going to do 2 more breaths here. Lovely. So last one. Bring the thumbs back down to the breastbone. Transfer your weight back, and then use your hands if necessary. Guys, just come down. Give your pelvis a release with a little cat stretch there. And then we'll go on to the other side. So we want to release first. Then come up onto the knees. I've got my left knee on the cushion. You might not need a cushion. If you don't, that's fine. I'm going to take my right foot quite far forwards so that when I limber, my knee only comes over my ankle. I'm going to lengthen up my spine and open my chest. I'm going to breathe in to sink into the stretch and out to come back. And as I push forward into my right leg, I should be feeling the stretch through the hip on my left side. So if you need to support yourself on your thigh or take your arms out for balance or hold on to something, that's fine. Can we combine this movement with the breath? Breathing in as we push forward and out as we come back. Think about spreading the toes of the foot that's in front of you, so you've got a firmer base there. And so we want to hold our next one forward where we feel the stretch. So you're going to come forward, and if you can't really feel the stretch or your knee has gone over your toe, then that means your hips have opened and you need to take the foot further forward. So I'm moving my foot now. I'm going to bring my thumbs into my breastbone, close to my heart if I can. Feel free to put your hands on your thighs or have your arms out to the side. If you can come up into that extended Tadasana, arms above head and look up. Small back bend of the upper back if there is no back pain. Now concentrate on your breath. Each time you exhale, can you let your pelvis relax a little bit more into that stretch? These are looking good, guys. Well done. So going to stay here a bit longer. We're going to let the hips really know that it's safe for them to sink a bit further if they want to. If it started to go into your back, bring your thumbs back to your breastbone. We've got 2 more breaths here if we can. Bringing the thumbs to the breastbone. And then you can bring your hands on your thighs if that helps to come back. And then come on down. Get rid of your cushion. And then come back into shell stretch. Guys, if you can, put your feet together and take your knees out to the edges of the mat. So you're in a bit of a diamond shape, and then sit back. So that we open the hips in that position. So knees to the edges of the mat. Bring your hands to the side of your knees. Support your body weight and uncurl your spine slowly. Lovely. Bring your legs together. Come down onto your bottom for me now, please. And you might find when you're sitting on your bottom that you benefit from sitting on a block or maybe a hug. If you can sit up really straight, then you don't need anything, so don't worry too much. So can you just have your knees bent and your feet hip width apart? Hold the backs of your legs and let's just limber through the spine with a pelvic tilt. So through flexion and extension, rolling off the bum bones onto the tailbone and then off the tailbone onto the bum bone. One more time. Inhaling to roll, exhaling to roll and inhaling to lengthen. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. You can stay where you are if you're happy there. So our feet are on the floor. Can we now bring them together? Can you put your hands on the floor behind you and just roll your knees from right to left? So releasing the hips, releasing the spine, keeping the ankles together. So we're going to do pigeon pose as our main posture. So we're going to do our hurdler stretch just to prep for that. So rolling to the left is your last one. And then coming to center. So to get into hurdler stretch, just come into soles of the feet together first and see how that feels. When you're in this position, if you feel like you're rounding your back and you're not sitting all the way up, then you probably need to be on your cushion, your block or your hog. Okay, so I'm sitting up tall here. Guys, my right leg, I'm going to rotate it the other way. So my knee goes to my foot. Are we okay there? We'll be leaning a little bit to the side and that's fine. So from here, put your hands on the floor if you can and just walk forward. You want to sort of be parallel to your shin. So I'm walking forward and I can get my elbows to the floor. You might not be able to, but you want your body weight to be forward. Guys, if you're struggling, put your hog or something similar in front of you and then your weight can go into that. Just take one more breath here, please. and then slowly come up. Good. So guys, our pigeon pose is to extend the back leg. If that doesn't seem like something you can do, then don't worry. Just watch. I'm going to put my hands on the floor to support me. I'm going to take my back leg out and lift my hips up. And then, if you can see, my hip is coming either towards my foot or the floor. And then I'm here. Now that might be a bit intense. It might hurt your knee or your hip. If that's the case, then you don't need to do it. You can go back to the hurdler stretch with 2 bent knees. If it helps to come forward and rest on your hog or something similar, then please do. So the focus is really on the breaths here. Just take a couple more breaths here, please. And then if your bottom's left the floor, push it back down and come on in. Good. Come on round to center, soles of the feet together. And let's just get our hips back in the sockets before we move on to the other side. So now we rotate the left knee to the right foot. So forward fold here with bent knees if you can. If that's not comfortable, you can do a side stretch if that feels better. But what I want you to do is just try to relax as much as possible as you can in this position. Use the breaths, and that will hopefully start to let the hips go. Now, if your hips are very tight, you need to do this, but it probably doesn't feel terribly comfortable at this point. One more breath here. If you are able to come into pigeon pose, we slide the back leg away. We lift the hips up and we sink down. So head is on the hands, hopefully the body weight is forward. Feel free to just use your hand to move your front leg around if necessary. Adjust your position. Shouldn't be any knee pain or hip pain. If it just feels like it's very tight, then that's fine. You need to try to work through it. But if there is genuine pain, then this is not for you. Go back to the hurdler stretch. Focus on your breath. Focus on sinking into the floor each time you breathe out. This is our last breath. So if your hip is lifted, drop onto it and then slowly bring yourself back up. Well done. Guys, just come to slump stretch over the legs. Uncurl your spine. So the back has been in flexion. We want to take it into extension. So take your legs out in front of you. Move your hands behind you. Doesn't matter whether your fingers are forward, sides or back. Just transfer the weight and then lift up into extension. So looking up, drawing the shoulder blades together. Trying to straighten the arms if possible, really lifting the breastbone and breathing into the stretch. Can we take 2 more breaths here? Lovely. Just relax out of that position for me. Transfer your weight forward. Brill. Okay, bend the knees for me and just have a little hug here. We can do this one, can't we? Okay, we're going to go into a position called Lord of the Fishes. I've got no idea why it's called Lord of the Fishes. Can you straighten out your right leg? Bring this left leg in and hold. So our first position, just to ease into it, is to hug the leg. Put this hand down behind you, lengthen your spine, rotate, and look over your shoulder. You are just holding there. The emphasis while you're holding this posture is just to breathe into it and really lengthen your spine. Coming this way so you can see me. Ooh. Let's take one more breath here. Guys, relax and come back round. So as we progress this exercise, the leg crosses over. We lengthen. Can you push opposite shoulder to knee? So you've got a really good stretch down the outside of the thigh. And then this hand goes down, we rotate and we lengthen. Hold it there. Breathing into this stretch all the time, lengthening the spine, lengthening out to the crown of the head. Can you ease off and come round? Same side. Guys, hardest option, this arm comes up and across. And then we rotate. So you've got a bit of a lever to push against. Now you might not feel like you're designed to do that, but eventually you will be. Breathe into it. And then release and slowly come back. Good. Have a little hug if you want one, or a hip roll. Release your back. And then we'll come onto the other side. So, Lord of the Fishes, other side. Left leg out. Shin is in, we lengthen up. So our first position, hug the leg, hand goes down, we look over the shoulders and we lengthen. And we focus on the breathing here. Staying up on the sit bones. When you're ready, release. Cross the leg over if you can. Lengthen, push the elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Rotate. Hold it there. Make sure you've not fallen back into your arm. Make sure you are up on your bum bones. Use those breaths. And relax. Can we go that final level? Come back around to the front. Reach the other arm up. Bring the elbow across. Palm down, and then lengthen and rotate. So using your elbow as a lever, lengthening up through your spine, using those breaths. Let's have 2 more breaths here. And relax and slowly come out of that position. Super. Let's come down onto our back. So we're going to do our butterfly. We can do that in seated or we can do it lying down, but I feel like we deserve to lie down. So we are going to lie down, get something under your head if you want it. Pop the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop. Good. So let's just either hold here, or you can give your knees a little limber and a bounce. And then let's just hold, place our hands on our rib cage, close your eyes. Revisit the lateral breathing. Feel the rib cage expand as you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose or mouth. Guys, try if you can to do the yoga breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. It's not as easy. You can't expel the oxygen as quickly, but it's a good breathing technique. It calms the mind, apparently, and it cools the body. If you are happy with your soles of your feet together on the floor, please leave them there. If you feel you can pick your legs up safely, hold your ankles and press your elbows back onto the insides of your thighs. Go there. Still in butterfly. You can stay in butterfly or you can come to happy baby pose. Grab your big toes and stretch. Now we can't all straighten our legs in this position. That's perfectly normal. Your arms are not the same length as your legs. If your legs are extended, then that's great. Your bum has probably left the floor to help you, and that is okay. So holding here in happy baby. Close your eyes if you wish. It might feel good to have a little rock there, backwards and forwards or side to side. It might feel better to just hold the position. If it starts to feel uncomfortable, you can come back to soles of the feet together into butterfly. Otherwise, we are going to have a couple more breaths here. And if your legs are straight, please bend your knees now. And then just bring your legs together. Lovely. Feet together on the floor, knees together, arms out to the side, palms up. Hip rolling softly from right to left. And as you're just moving through that gentle hip roll, have a go at that yoga breath. Breathing in through the nose as you drop and out through the nose as you return. Shoulders are grounded into the floor. Lovely. So once your knees have been to the left side again, come back to centre and just relax. And so a couple of positions the pelvis feels relaxed in. One is the feet apart and the knees together because the legs are supporting each other. The other one is with the legs out straight that we had before. So go into either of those positions and just take some breaths there. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Think about how your body feels now. Done lots of work for our hips today, lots of hip openers. Good. Done lots of work through the spine and lots of breath work, which is good for your digestion. Can you just keep your head heavy and can you roll your neck slowly to the right and left? Lovely. Eyes can be closed or open. Coming back to centre once your head has been to the left side. And can we place one hand below the belly button, the other hand on the breastbone? Think about the air travelling all the way down the body as you breathe in through the nose. Breathe into the abdominals, the rib cage and the breastbone. And then everything softens down as you breathe out. Just focus on your breath. So let's try a breath pattern that is really good for clearing the mind. I want you to breathe in through your nose, and then I want you to hold the breath just for one count. I want you to breathe out through the nose slowly, and then just do nothing for one count. So just find that point where everything is still. No oxygen is going in or out. Lovely. Keep that breath pattern moving. And it's okay if thoughts pop into your mind as you're doing this. Just acknowledge them, send them on. Let's have one more breath pattern there. Make sure you have that small pause where you hold the breath. And then when you're ready, bring your hands down to the floor. Draw your right leg in slowly with your foot on the floor, followed by your left leg. Guys, can you just bring your right hand onto your right shin and draw a slow circle with that right leg. Change direction. And bring that foot to the floor. Let's change legs, please. Left hand on left shin and circling in one direction. And then the other direction, please. Pop both feet on the floor. Can you roll gently onto the side of your body? And then bring yourself up to the seated position, please. So you can cross your legs or you can have your legs out in front. Let's just sit up tall, open the chest, close the eyes if you wish, and think about really lengthening up out of the crown of the head. Let's take one more breath in and out. Open your eyes, bring your palms together, stretch up, inhale, look up, exhale, come down, thumbs into the breastbone, and namaste. Thank you very much indeed. Come on in.